Hi guys, it's Sunshine here. Let me see you. It's been a while. I really want to talk to you guys about some things I've been thinking about and some things, that are, you know, running through my mind and everything. Um, this world is so crazy. I didn't realize how crazy it was. I looked up and researched a lot of stuff, and I was so amazed at what I saw. And it's just really crazy out here. It's really crazy. Um, it's just, I don't know. You really have to pay attention and make sure that you are close to God and make sure that you stay in your word because you can easily be deceived by someone else's doctrine. They don't know what they're saying. They can easily deceive you. But I've been doing a lot of thinking, and I think a couple of days ago I had this on my mind. A lot of people I'm really close to. We talk and we usually talk about how things used to be. We tend to talk about the past a lot. Or, a lot of people I know, they say, like, well, I wish I was born in the 60s when everything was nice and people cared about love and, being upright and everything like that. Or I wish I was, like 40 in the 90s or, like 20 in the 90s so I could have lived my life already. People in my generation or my age. Um, we wish that we can go back during those times. And, during those times, it seemed like the music had like so much love in it, or, like family was a little bit closer. Um, everybody just loved on each other. People, had friends and, you missed that lifestyle. Everybody was just getting along, cooling. And, you know, we just miss those days. But now it's like you see so much evil, a lot of people, killing each other, um, just, you know, families aren't coming together during the holidays, everybody's going their separate ways. No one really is, um, sticking together. It's fights between the families and everything, you're really close to people in your family and you can't even agree on something. It's kind of like what happened. But, in the Bible, it says that all of these things will come to pass, mother against daughter, father against son, um, mother in law against daughter in law, all this stuff is prophecy and it was supposed to happen. But you know, a lot of people say, like it was so much love in the music, like you can just hear like, back in the 1990s, you hear that music, Luther Vandross and um, you know, all these good artists, TLC, all this good stuff. Um, but now it's like everybody wants to talk about like sex in their music and stuff like that. But what people don't realize is that they were talking about that back then too. Like they were talking about sex and they were talking about condoms and they were talking about getting it on and even in the older songs, like a lot of older people they were like, well, back in my day, we didn't have music with sex in it. Uh, are you sure about that? Just because it's in a slower, more calm, beat to it, don't mean it wasn't no sexual stuff. Maybe they was beating behind the bush or with it, but they were still talking about those things. And I would just say it wasn't the music. It was never the music. It was never the entertainment. It was never, you know, the parties. It was never, it wasn't even about family uh, you know, being kind to one another or neighbor being kind to one another. It was never about that. It was always about God's love. Although, let me clear that up. The Lord does want you to love your neighbor, and the Lord does want you to do these things. It's written in the Bible and everything. And those things are a priority to God, first and foremost. But what I'm trying to say is, back during those times that everyone wants to go back to, people were praying. People were actually giving thanks to God for what they had, and people were actually, um, praying. And in schools, people were praying outside of school. People were praying during, like at lunch. Like during those times, like people were just really heavily praying. And I feel like, you know, because people want to be cool now, people want to be rebellious. That's that's when that's when we realize that we can't live our lives without God. No matter how hard we try to follow after the things that pleases us, no matter if it's physically or mentally, if it's wrong, it's wrong. If you leave or turn your back on God, God never turns his back on us. We're the ones leaving him. He's always there. If we can't feel his presence, it's because we did something to interfere with our relationship with the Father. That's the only reason why we feel like God is far from us, because we distanced ourselves from him. But it was never about the music. It was never about the entertainment. It was always about praising God. I think majority of not everybody, believed in God, but majority of people in my country, in our country, America, was praying. We were praying for the things that we wanted and needed, and thankful for the things we got and was blessed with. And God, in return, he poured out his love on us. That's why we felt that fuzziness whenever, we would be, spending time outdoors and stuff, and with family, and feel that love. That was all God. That was God to begin with. That was God from the start. But we don't realize that. We don't realize that God poured his love on us. We don't realize that he took it away. Right now, the reason why we don't feel as much love is because he took it away. Even though it's written in scripture in the book of Revelation, because lawlessness abounds, the love of many will grow cold. That's the only reason why we feel like God, like not God, but that's the only reason why we don't feel like it's love. Because a lot of people have turned from the faith. And it's really, really sad. um, being a born again Christian, how, you know, you're never really gonna find that same feeling you felt back in the day, you know. But I can tell you this: if you're a born again Christian, if you are seeking after God's own heart, God will place a peace in you, and even though you will still feel the darkness around you, even though you will still feel the darkness around you, you will always have that peace and that love from God. And you will be like in a little, you'll be surrounded by God's love. And you'll feel it and you'll be happy. You know, a lot of people say, you know, like, I don't want to go to church, and, you know, because it's this and that. And, you know, I feel like it's our duty, you know, as servants of the Lord, to go into the church and to say what we gotta say. You know, we should be like Paul, and we should tell the preacher what they're doing wrong. You know, we should be doing these things, going to church and interfering and telling people the truth. We should be doing these things, and I'm not being hypocritical because I should be doing these things too. I should be going to church. I go to church. I do go to church, but my one of my things is, you know, I when I go to church one of these days, I'm gonna tell my pastor some things, and I hope that, you know, he takes heed to it, and maybe one day I can minister to the congregation what God wants me to minister. I mean, the truth. I'm not holding anything back. You know, I'm gonna get really deep and dirty, and I'm gonna tell people the truth, what they need to hear. And that's what everyone needs. Everyone needs to just stick up for each other. You know, if you see somebody with a stain on their shirt, or, you know, you can help them. You got the materials to help that person. When you help that person, when you tell them, you know, that they have something on their, like, if they had something on their face, when you grab a napkin and wipe off their face, when you just, you know, help them out. So it's kind of like that. You don't want to just let somebody look a certain way and you're not helping them out. How bad would that look? It would make you feel guilty too. So, but yeah, I just wanted to make this video, you guys. You know, mm-mm. You gotta realize that God, He's the blame for all. You know, He's the blame, not the blame, but He's the reason that we had so much love and peace on earth. He's the reason why we had so much love and peace. Without Him, I can't live my life without God. I can't imagine. I don't know how atheists do it. It's the most scariest thing you can ever go through. Living your life without the Lord. Oh my God, I would go crazy. I would just go crazy. I wouldn't know how to operate. I probably would commit some type of suicide. I can't live my life without God. I need God in my life. But I would just, you know, if anyone is feeling, you know, sad about something, I would just say, you know, just continue to pray. If you feel like you're just so depressed, like you're living in this time. I mean, this time is a little sad. You know, it's sad that we're seeing this, but it's also, you know, amazing that we get to see God working, you know, miracles in the sky, and miracles healing people, and miracles here and miracles there, you know, people getting healed and stuff. So it's not all bad. You know, we just have to continue to seek God and pray that He will fill this void of, you know, what the world is not, you know. But I don't want to make this video too long, but I would just say God bless you guys and stay in the Lord and stay in His peace and love. Bye guys. Take care. I hope you have a lovely day. I hope you have a beautiful day and just be you.